Good morning, Exorcists. It's time for your daily archive reminder. Toad, Dracul. Type 3, Cat 3. Variant form of Type 3 that bound itself to its owner. See temerity record. Host T493, an unwilling marriage to well-known billionaire. Deceased. See record. Gradually formed advanced palace and treasure vaults in penthouse apartment building and took over operations of his holdings, including hiring of a private mercenary company. Executed. Timed execution 2 days, 34 minutes, no losses, 25 casualties. Notable net losses from company led to minor stock market drop and... Remember your lessons, but remember to be ready for the worst. Anywho, happy hunting. As above, so below. Hi, hello, and welcome to these CAIN after chats on the archives. That's not, well, you know, we're running this. We're running. Today we're talking about Toad Dracul in our archive. But what are these archive chats for? These are just a run of me going through and adding to the archives that are already placed as an example what the traumas might be, what domains might be attributed to the specific sin. If I was beginning to build a kind of hunt based around it, what would it have? Its favorite affliction, its palace. And you are welcome to put anything in the comments saying that you disagree or your own idea or spin on this. But this is just so that the admins and those trained to hunt these things, the Exorcists, have a bit of a reminder or brush up, some brainstorming based off what the different sins can possibly manifest as. Briefly retreading the different kinds of domains that we've talked about in the main videos, and some of the other features of the sins. So, back to Dracul, we'll start off with the traumas that would lead to the manifestation. What do you deserve that was denied to you? While you were starving, who was feasting, and where do you draw the line on the toad? When it comes to Dracul, first one, probably the freedom. Or other things. Freedom in what context? Nearly every context? They were stuck in this forced marriage, but we don't know how forced? Like, almost none of these are going to be good, right? The exact situation or the nature of this exact situation the host was in beforehand, it's not good. Stuck in a forced marriage to this billionaire that we have a censored name on, and we don't know the further background of the host. Bad. But anywho, yes. Freedom. Particularly from this marriage, but freedom. It maybe more, but it falls under the umbrella of freedom. While you're starving, who is feasting? This billionaire, or men. We'll get to that, because where do you draw the line, I think, is interacting or messing with women. We don't get any further details or any particular notes about the mercenary company, but I'm making an assumption on that front. Because it was this forced marriage, because it was this powerful male billionaire, and potential other things that fell under that wanting freedom category, or lost freedom. I think this host and the traumas despised and revolved around powerful men. Like, not just billionaires. This was not just a wealth thing. That's not the general source of this trauma. Yes, there's wealth involved, it's a toad, but that's not where it started, and I think the biggest example of that is the nature of the manifestation, because it is a Type 3, Cat 3. It's already more intimidating on the cat, but it's a Type 3 that wasn't the host stepping in. This was a willful binding. So a good chunk of the time, we don't have many descriptions on the exact nature of binding. We just know that, okay, this sin is under the host's control. The way I've usually interpreted it, if there is no explanation for a binding within some of these previous archives, was just that as the sin was manifesting, the host just happened to stay in charge and connected in some manner. Whereas Dracul manifested and then willingly bound itself to the host, putting them in charge. This thing born of a want born from lacking control over these powerful, terrifying people or things. Willingly letting itself then be controlled. That is my main... You can tell me if I'm entirely wrong in the comments on this whole setup based off my interpretations of the trauma, or if I'm reading way too far into this one line of thought. Because it's also what it manifested as, or the meta-psionic or meta-narrative side of it. This is a dragon. This is a princess and their dragon, but the princess is the one in charge. Or the queen with a dead king. Not stolen away from a castle, but instead having conquered it. That flip of the trope, that inversion. Because that's the other thing. Like, yes, toads, look like a frog. Pockets extremely looks like a frog. Dracul That's a dragon. Yes, it's still the larger bulbous form on occasion, the mouth, but it's the scales, the armored skin. You could, in the right lighting, or a bit more of intimidate, like if it's prone or the image was it about to attack, you could confuse it for a hound. A particularly armored one, but a hound. Not to mention, on top of that whole, like, images of power, the twist of the princess or queen with the dragon instead, listening to it. It's a throne! The toad itself is a dragon and throne that the host is sitting on. But for this dragon, let's get on to its domains. First off, Hotel for One. Born of that idea of being trapped, of being singled out, restrained, hurt. And also the idea of just a dragon taking an entire chunk out of your Exorcist team. Again, big scary monster. It's not just a, like, big gullet, it is the maw of a dragon consuming you, as you are stolen away and kept. Next up, I'm thinking greasing the palms, namely for some kind of breath weapon, if I'm being honest. But the idea of being trapped, of that sticky aspect of it, similar to the Hotel for One. And it could be some kind of slick, extremely pungent cologne that the billionaire had worn. Or alcohol. Could be alcohol as well. Billionaire was a drunk, mean drunk. But being honest, that one's more just a me thing. I'm just trying to find a way for greasing the palms to work with it. If you think it does, then good, but I just wanted a breath weapon. And then lastly, Keeper of the Luddic Menagerie. Now it already has a broad force of toad spawn and just general mercenaries under those toad spawn with the mercenaries and the other guards that were already in the tower. But I also think for Keeper of the Luddic Menagerie, again, for the similar aspects of Hotel to One, this idea of capture, restraint, similar to greasing the palms on the sticky aspect, that those summoned from the Keeper of the Luddic Menagerie are only men, lining up with that potential answer to that third trauma of not touching women, harming them in any way. And then for the favorite affliction, Dreaming Desire. Daydream one, or take stress. I think this is lining up with the state that the host was in before the manifestation, or even during. That as you can't do anything else, all you can do is daydream and hope and think. Conceive of escape or a different place. Or take stress because of where you are. And as for its palace, it is this palace. Yes, it's the tower, it's this glass high-rise that they were trapped in, but it then sprawls out into this castle estate, not in this literal stone walls, a modern gaudy version of a castle. It's still showing off wealth, modern art displayed here or there, old paintings as well strapped to the walls, different statues, maybe a suit of armor that just happens to have been dragged up the elevator shaft. As even though it's on the top of a skyscraper, it seems to sprawl endlessly out to all sides with the same one glorified view that the billionaire had sat in front of or pondered looking out of. Filled with guards, electronically locked doors, places that you would be kept, trapped, and only able to look to the outside world in every room. Never actually leave. But with all that was only my take on what Dracul could be. What do you think? Do you have any differences on what the traumas could be? Do you think I'm reading way too far into what, little threads I've put in together? Would love to hear and see it in the comments. Anywho, just as one of our tired temerity archivists would say, happy hunting. As above, so below.